Now this has got a couple of frays in it, but it should not have any. So my seat belt is not damaged, worn, or frayed. And it locks, unlocks, make sure it unlocks, and then locks again. There's mounted security to the floor and to the sidewall. Next will be your fire extinguisher. Mounted security to the vehicle should be a 5 BC or greater, depending on the load. Should be fully charged, up to date. Then you have your reflective triangles. You should have 3. They're not missing, damaged, or broken. And then you have your circuit breakers. They are not fuses. If you say fuses, then they're going to want to see the spares. So these are circuit breakers. So we've got all of our safety items done. Everything that is safety related. Now, what you can do next is start the engine, let your air pressure build, and continue on with your end cap. So what you're going to do is what they call a safety start. You're going to press the clutch all the way to the floor and tell them this. I will now conduct a safety start. I'm going to press my clutch to the floor, make sure the transmission's in neutral, turn the key to where all the warning lights come on, including your ABS warning light, and it will go off. And tell them that all my warning lights came on, including my ABS light, and it went off. Start the engine. Come off nice and easy with the clutch. That will go off in a moment. It's just about 60 pounds. Well, there we go. Next, you can talk about your side glass if you want to, but you don't have to. So I'm going to go ahead and mention it. My side windows are not missing, damaged, or broken. There's no illegal stickers. My mirrors are mounted security to the vehicle. They're not missing, damaged, or broken with no illegal stickers, and they're adjusted to me. My windshield is clean and clear, free of any damage, and is held in place with a seal. So we're starting to move on. I've already got the engine started, so I'm going to start here at my dashboard. My first gauge is my oil pressure. My oil pressure should read between 20 and 60 pounds. It's approximately 32 pounds. My water temperature normally should be between 180 and 210. It's about 130 and starting to rise. My primary and secondary air gauges nominally should be running between 120 and 140. They're about 90 pounds and rising. My volts should read between 12 and 14. They're at 13.7. Now I'm still sweeping to the right here. I've covered the circuit breakers. Next up is my heat controls. So I'm going to turn the heat controls on. I'm going to turn it to where it shows bi-level. I think that's it. My defroster works and my heater works. You need to reach down and check them. Just don't say they work, they work. Reach up here and make sure you feel it working. Turn it off. Next up, my windshield wipers. It's right here. My windshield wipers go all the way up, all the way down. They're not missing, damaged, or broken. The wiper blades themselves are not missing, damaged, or broken. Then pull back and spray the windshield. And only the one side's working. So you'd have to report that to maintenance. But my windshield wiper washers spray evenly across the windshield. Turn them off. Next up, this is not mentioned in the book, but I'm going to write it in here, is your steering wheel. My steering should not have more than 2 degrees or 2 inches of play, or 10 degrees on a 20-inch wheel. Next up, coming back across, my city horn works, my air horn works. Next, my left turn signal works. My right turn signal works. My high beam indicator works. My lights work. My emergency flashers work. You just covered everything. Next is your brake test. So have at least 100 pounds of air pressure in both tanks before you do this. We're almost to Governor Cutout, so I'm going to go ahead and build all full air pressure. just tell the examiner what you're going to do. I'm going to make sure that I have plenty of air pressure to conduct my brake test.
And you want it to be how high?
Yeah, I want it to where it, I think this one cuts out about 130. Yep, there it went, about 130. So, remember these right here. I'm going to put the truck in a low gear, or first gear. I'm going to turn the key off, let it die, come out with the clutch nice and easy, turn the key back on where all your warning lights come on. Reason being is your low air pressure warning light is electric. If you don't turn the key on, the warning light will never show. Then I'm going to release the parking brakes. Let the air settle down a little bit. You hear it all rushing. Let it settle down. Once it's settled down, I'm still above 100 pounds of pressure. The first part of my brake test is I'm going to do my applied brake pressure test. Shut up. I'm going to apply approximately 90 pounds of pedal pressure to my brake pedal for 1 minute, and I should not lose more than 4 pounds in 1 minute. There'll be a excuse me. There'll be a stopwatch in the truck. So get it zeroed and tell them beginning now, and then hit the timer. Watch your stopwatch, watch your gauges. Watch your stopwatch, watch the gauges. Make sure you don't lose more than 4 pounds in 1 minute. Say 1 minute goes by, go time. Stop the watch. Tell them I did 1 minute and 3 seconds. I usually go 1 minute 3, minute 4, because everybody's a little bit off on their time. So give it a little over a minute. Not 1 minute and 47 seconds like somebody did yesterday, but just like 63, 64 seconds. The next part of my test is I'm going to fan my brake pedal until my low air pressure warning light comes on, and possibly an audible signal at around 60 pounds. So I'm going to fan this off. Boom. I got my warning lights all the way on the dashboard. This icon at the bottom means brakes. That came on at approximately 62 pounds. Next, I'm going to fan my brakes, and between 20 and 45 pounds, my emergency brake valves should pop out. So fan it off. Watch the valve. Watch your air pressure. Boom, both of them. They may both pop at the same time, or like that one did in a series, 1 and 1. Tell them that my emergency brakes kicked on at approximately 20 pounds. Next, I will conduct another safety start. I'm going to press the clutch all the way to the floor, transmission to neutral, start my engine. Come off easy with the clutch. Now we got the audible warning. So I'm now going to rev my engine between 11 and 14 RPMs to build up the air pressure in my tanks, and it should cut off, the governor should cut the compressor off between 120 and 140 pounds. This truck's pretty slow to build up air pressure. Now, 2012 is pretty quick. Now, you can tell the examiner that your low air pressure warning light went off, but you don't have to. It's not mandatory. Yeah, roll your window down a little bit, that way you can hear when the governor kicks off the compressor. Some trucks are very, very quiet. Some are fairly loud when they kick off. So it's always good to roll down a window. Tell the examiner, my governor kicked off at approximately 130 pounds. The next part of my test is I'm going to do a tug test against my locked brakes. So I'm going to place the truck in a low gear. Now, my examiner years ago always told me to do caution before danger. So I'm going to press in the yellow valve. That releases the truck brakes, correct? Red one is still out. The trailer brakes are still locked. I'm going to attempt pull forward with my locked trailer brakes, and I should not move. You don't have to give it a real hard bang. Just nice and easy. Come out until you feel it tug. Hear the engine pull down? We know the brakes are locked. Tell the examiner my trailer brakes did not allow me to move. Pull the yellow one out. Press in the red one. That releases the trailer brakes. I now lock my truck brakes. Again, I'm going to try to pull forward and tug against my lock brakes, and I should not move. Feel it torque over? That's all you got to do. You don't have to come all the way off the clutch. I've had some guys just jump off the clutch and the truck's just sitting there digging in the ground. So, did not move. I am now going to release all my brakes. Make sure they both went in. And I'm going to pull forward at 5 miles an hour and apply my brakes, and my truck should not pull left or right. So we're going to pull forward at approximately 5 miles an hour. Not very fast. Come to a nice smooth stop, light touch on the wheel. My brakes did not pull left or right. Turn everything off. And this is when you tell them, this concludes my pre-trip and in-cab inspection. That's when you can say conclude or finished or done.